Hi, Ilaria. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Mary.
I'm so happy to be talking with Ilaria Guerra of Alonzo King Lines Ballet, who is safely sheltering in place here in San Francisco. How are you experiencing being at home, Ilaria?
Well, actually, I'm not in San Francisco.
Oh,
I am in Tucson, Arizona with my boyfriend and his daughter. So we are doing well in the nice warm weather here, staying inside, but still enjoying some of the backyard.
excellent, excellent. And how are you passing most of your time?
So I'm doing a lot of ballet classes. I'm taking online ballet class every day to keep up. There's a lot of great teachers. I'm starting back with some of my hobbies. I'm making a quilt at the moment, a t-shirt quilt. I'm helping Kylie, who lives here with us, with some of her homework. So I've kind of taken on the homework parent route. So keep him busy.
What is a t-shirt quilt?
So like a t-shirt like this with
Yeah.
a graphic on it. These are t-shirts from my Latin club. I was in Latin club in high school and I kept all my t-shirts. Every year you get a t-shirt for being in the club. So it's kind of like these, and you cut it out and then you piece them all together and you make a quilt.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see you in the studio with your quilts. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you, before the shelter in place happened, the company was on tour in Europe. Is that right?
Yes, we were on tour. We were in France. We didn't get to go to Italy. A bunch of our shows got canceled, and actually, all of my family members, I'm Italian, I was born there, and all of my family members were going to come to the shows in Italy, which all got canceled.
Oh,
So, unfortunately, grandma and aunt and uncle and everybody couldn't come see me, but it was better because they got to stay safe inside. So, in the end, it was good.
now you were born in Italy, but you grew up in California. Whereabouts?
Yes, I grew up in Southern California in Palos Verdes, which is right on the coast down in the Los Angeles County area.
Hmm.
And
And that,
I moved there when I was 5.
and that's where I understand that's where you first started dancing.
Yeah, so I first got into gymnastics. Actually, when I was really young, still in Italy, I was doing rhythmic gymnastics, so with the ribbons and the hoops and the balls. But then when I moved to the US, there wasn't that in my area, so I switched to regular gymnastics. And I did that for a little bit, like when I was in elementary school. And I started not liking it. And one of the moms at the studio suggested to my mom that I try ballet because she said, your daughter looks like she could be, a ballerina. So we went to a local studio and I started there. And I remember my first dance class with Miss Nancy. And I remember we were doing, the initial stretching you do before you start class, and we were doing the frog stretch. And I got blessed with natural turnout, so my frog stretch was flat. Miss Nancy came over and was like, there's nothing to stretch. You have a perfect little frog. And I remember it being so fun. And Miss Nancy always made it feel safe and fun and like in a big community too. We were a huge group of kids, but still, very disciplined, but still fun. So I always remember that from Miss Nancy.
That's great. And then where did you go on to train after working with Miss Nancy?
So the studio, Lordson Ballet Center, was also associated with a pre-professional company called South Bay Ballet. So I stayed there from the age of 9 when I started ballet all the way up until my senior year of high school. And the summer before my senior year, I actually came to Lines for a summer program and I fell in love. So I knew that I wanted to continue with Lines. So I applied for the BFA program and I got in. So I went to college at Dominican University with the Lines BFA program. And so that's how I continued my dance training. I knew I wanted to be a dancer, but I knew I wasn't ready yet out of high school. So college for me was the perfect route for continuing my dance and my normal education.
And you knew pretty much right away that Lines was where you wanted to be. Is that right?
Yes, I used to have a picture of Maria Kerr on my bedroom door. She had like a leotard ad back, I don't know, quite a while ago. I think it was a Morella ad, and she was on the back of my door. So I would see her every morning, and I knew, I mean, once I started knowing about the dance community and, you know, the future of my dance career, let's say, one, I realized I was way too tall for most any ballet company. I'm 6 foot tall. And two, I realized that Lions loves tall dancers. So once that was in my radar, and also once I went to the summer program and loved it, I knew that that was my end goal.
And yet it took 4 auditions, which I'm told is not all that unusual for dancers entering the company.
Yeah, I think with the dancers entering the company, it's either love at first sight and they get hired on the spot, or it's a long, grueling journey getting there. And for me, it was the latter. I auditioned 4 times starting in my senior year of college, up until, oh no.
I'm still here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Where did you go? Hold on. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's okay.
So yeah, so I auditioned 4 times, and finally I got in January of 2018.
You know, I told you this moments ago, everyone who's ever seen you perform is thrilled that you never gave up. But I'm wondering, what was it that kept you going? That seems like it would be really challenging for anyone.
It was, and a lot of people ask me, like, how did it not get to you? How did you not just give up? And I don't know. I think I just knew that that's what I wanted, and I knew that I could do it. Like, I knew that also, like, I knew that I fit the mold. Like, I knew I was, the tall dancer that, aesthetically that he liked. And then I knew that I was strong and good enough that I just needed to refine some of my tools, my technique, or my artistry. Then I knew that if I worked hard enough, there was still a chance that I could make it. And I also, like, being trained in the Lions philosophy for so long, like, I knew what was needed of me, kind of. Like, I knew what Alonzo was looking for in his dancers. So I definitely tried to always embody that philosophy as I grew. And I just kept at it. I wouldn't take no for an answer.
So you showed it to me moments ago. Can you hold up that picture of yourself as a young dancer and tell us,
Yes.
when were these taken and where were they taken?
So this is at my studio, Lauritsen Ballet Center, and our performing company was called South Bay Ballet. And this is me and my 3 best friends, Rosie, Susie, and Hillary. Rose, Susie, and Hillary. And we were cast together a lot because we went up in the levels together. And so here we are fairy attendants in the Nutcracker. And I think that was what the costume ended up looking like. That was like a little photo shoot before. We're holding candy canes because, in the land of the sweets. That one's me. That one's me. And then here were horses in Cinderella. And that one's me at the end.
And
so
how old are
that
you?
was me. Oh, I think I was like 13, maybe. I'm not exactly sure how old I was, but this is one of my first years on point. So I must have been somewhere around 13, 14, something like that.
So if you could reach back and give that 13-year-old you any advice or tell her something that would blow her mind about the current you, what would it be?
Well, first of all, I would tell her to not be scared, try to be fearless in how she approached her dancing. And then I would tell her that she's now a dancer with Alonzo King Lions Ballet, and she gets to travel the world and perform for thousands of people.
Woohoo!
That
And her
would blow
kid
her
would
mind.
explode.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're taking class in your living room or your bedroom.
Yeah, my garage. I have a nice home gym set up. My boyfriend has a home gym,
Wonderful.
and he has like a squat rack that has a bar right at the perfect height. And then he has the smushy pads on the floor, so it's like a perfect spot for me to take bar.
Perfect. But still, I'm sure you're eager to bust out and get back to work. Do you know what one of the first things you want to do is once shelter in place is lifted?
Hug all of my friends. That's definitely one of the first things I want to do when I get back to San Francisco. And then we were talking about it the other day. It's going to be so amazing when we get to be in the studio with Alonzo and we get to create again. I think we're all gonna, because we're just bursting at the seams here to start dancing and creating. And I think whatever we create together those first, couple weeks back is gonna be amazing, because we're all gonna be so eager and so excited and so willing to work and explore. So I'm
Well,
excited for that.
we can't wait to reap the benefits of all of that hard work that's sure to be coming. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for talking with us.
of course. Thank you. Thank
Well,
you for having me.
stay safe, and we'll see you on stage soon.
Thank you. Bye, Mary.
Bye.